Wilson Memorial Basketball moved its final practice before tomorrow's state semifinals to EMU to prepare for the bright lights, the open court, and the stanchion baskets. Now, Kate, I have a video I want to show you. I think that's your game-winning state championship home run. What was that like for you as a player? Now, I remember when I was in middle school, field day was the greatest day of the entire year. So you throw in an NFL wide receiver, and it's 88 times the fun. Go, 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 go. How disappointment in track season inspiring our student athlete of the week to have an even better senior soccer season. $30 million will certainly buy you 2 ribbon boards and, of course, 3,500 seats. New locker rooms, a new film room. And that's because $30 million will get you all of this. Crowd is starting to fill in pretty nicely, but you can only imagine in 24 hours this place will be full of screaming Valley basketball fans. Of course, you take a look at the court now, we have teams on the court warming up. We got the cheerleaders coming in. The first game tips off at 7 o'clock tonight. Now we have 4 area teams still alive in the state tournament. They will all play here on the convocation floor tomorrow. It is Buffalo Gap, Wilson Memorial, those are girls basketball teams, and then the Spotswood boys and girls basketball teams. Now, David, as you just said, the Super Site quarterfinals have only been out of the tournament equation for a couple of years. But when we spoke with teams earlier this week, the players tell us they're very glad they're back.
Defining family is not always so straightforward. For some, it's a mom and a dad, a brother and a sister. For others, like Spotswood's Justin Kyer, the lines are blurred. And Andrew Clay learned that when he spells family, it starts with an S.
When you see all these senior nights and you see all these, parents just out here at every game, it really does, hurt sometimes. Growing up it's not easy. You'll have your bumps, you'll have your bruises, you'll have, your up and downs, and you got to push through them.
Justin Kyer's story is not found in every locker room. He was 7 years old, riding along in the car when his mom, Keely, suffered a heart attack, leaving her paralyzed from the neck down.
She can't talk, she can't speak or any of that. She can hear, she can see. She's at home and she can't talk or anything, so it's not like I wake up and, hey, there's mom. So she's there. It kind of frustrates me sometimes when I don't realize that she's there sometimes. At first it was really hard because we had to put her in a nursing home. Going to living with her to having to travel 30 minutes from where I live to go see her, and it was a struggle.
Without a father in the picture, Evelyn Kyer, Justin's grandmother, stepped in. She worked job after job, just trying to support her family.
I'm just doing what a mother and a grandmother should do, taking care of my babies.
Grandmas don't grow up thinking they have to take care of another set. Having her there and having her be by my side, and I know that I can count on her whenever, it's crazy. Probably wouldn't be the person I am right now without her.
Just the character foundation that she's provided for him has been a good example for me with my own children.
As Justin grew, he came to realize it wasn't just his grandma filling in. It was also the man behind the whistle.
Him and the coaching staff and Coach Davis and all of them are my dads. I wouldn't have it any other way. Justin has shown me that we can work really hard and we can be really committed and still have fun while we do it.
Edwards describes his coaching role as a life mentor. He preaches family and has allowed Justin into his.
Coach Edwards has really made some sacrifices for Justin. I mean, he just loves Justin. He loves him, and I'm just so thankful to him.
My daughter, my son refer to him as their big brother. The example that he role models for my own children and children in the community, I think, is a good thing.
Coach Edwards spends countless hours working with Justin, driving him to basketball camps and AAU games, helping him become the first player from the Valley in 25 years to receive a Division I basketball scholarship straight out of high school.
I think people overstate my role in his success. He deserves the most credit. His grandmother is close behind.
Never thought this day would come. Hard work does pay off.
I just hate that his mom can't see it. You know, I know that she would be thrilled.
I went home after I signed and I let her know. She could smile, so she could put a really big smile on her face.
Justin's mom hasn't seen him play basketball in 10 years, which is a part of every play.
Every shoe I get for basketball, I put her initials on it just to let me know, you know, I'm doing this for my mom. She's here with me.
Justin Kier's life has challenged the definition of family. But each night, one word across his chest, Spotswood, reminds him that family is more than blood.
At the end of the day, Coach would always let us know we're family, and family fight. But at the end of the day, we always love each other, and I love those guys to the day.
Andrew Clay with that story there. Spotswood has been in the state tournament in each of the last 3 years. Kier hopes his senior season is the one where he can finally cut down those nets, but an incredible journey, and it's already been historic what he's been able to do, but to see the journey, it makes you appreciate what he's done that much more.
And it's nice to know that Andrew Clay's there documenting it all along the way. All right, thank you, David.
One memorable person that stands out is an 11-year-old race car driver from Manassas. Timmy Tyrell is a rising star on the track at Shenandoah Speedway, but I learned this summer life in the fast lane for Timmy is about much more than fast laps and victory lane. It's Minnie's mission.
Like most drivers, Timmy Tyrell teethed into racing at a young age in go-karts. And it didn't take long for his rides to become bigger, badder, and much faster.
Well, I was at 4 at the time, and my dad took me to a local go-kart track, Old Dominion Speedway. They were racing go-karts on Sunday, and he asked, would you like to get into it? Would you like to try?
Yes, that is Timmy Tyrell, better known as Minnie. And he's competing in a sport against drivers that are more than 4 times his age. Minnie has won more than 50 races and is the youngest driver to win a late model race. But success doesn't always equal respect.
I'm very confident in his skill set and his driving abilities and his control. A lot of people will argue with me and say, no way should a 10-year-old be out there. Every step of the way, he's proven them wrong.
I've always learned you don't want to be going on and on about yourself and bragging, you know, because you always want to be humble with yourself. You want to have pride in yourself. You want to have confidence.
It's all right. I can hang on through for 8 laps.
No, you're doing a great job, kid. Great job.
For Timmy, wins are often secondary, though. His true passion is helping kids fight cancer, a topic that strikes a chord with him.
It was painful, you know, because you can feel it, you know, it's awful, and I can't really describe it, put it into words because it's so bad.
Minnie was 6 years old when he found out that his best friend, Ella Day, had a brain tumor.
Trying to explain that to a 6-year-old, what is cancer? And I explained to him, you know, she was going to be losing her hair, that it was something really bad inside of her, and she was going to be very sick, but hopefully she would come out on the end okay. And he just said, you know what? If I can make her feel better today, then I've done something.
I overheard the parents talking about, you know, expenses, and he had a hard time with, you know, money because he had to miss work to take care of, you know, Ella. And I said that's not right, you know. No family should ever have to go through that.
That night inspired Minnie's mission.
I talked to my dad that night. I said, I want to do something about that. And at the time, I'd been racing go-karts. And I said, I'd like to raise money by racing my go-kart.
Timmy started by raising a few dollars here and there. He's since raised more than $350,000 for pediatric cancer research.
You know, he was 6, the attention span of a 6-year-old. I thought 2 months and, you know, he would be off to something else. And he has never wavered.
4 days to the kickball tournament.
Every September, he holds a kickball tournament in partnership with Kickit.org. NASCAR superstar Jeff Gordon matches every dollar Minnie raises. 2 years ago, they spent the afternoon together.
That was awesome. He's the nicest guy ever. He came down, he greeted me like I knew him for 100 years.
Annually, Timmy raises about $30,000 at his tournament. And while he gives speeches and holds fundraisers for his cause, one of his favorite ways to raise money is still through his donation jar that he carries each week at the racetrack.
I've met a lot of kids who are like, can I put $1 in and stuff? And that's special to me. That's something that just makes my mind like, wow, you know, they want to help too. It's not just me, you know.
Today, Ella Day is cancer-free, but each year about 15,000 kids are diagnosed with cancer, and as long as there's still no cure, Timmy will burn rubber to help another.
Well, since we met Timmy this summer, he's won twice at Shenandoah Raceway, finishing second in the series standings.
And now, your WHSV Sports.
It's been a few months since College Game Day was in the Valley. ESPN's premier college basketball pregame show is in Charlottesville today ahead of the Wahoos game against North Carolina, a battle of number 3 versus number 7. It's the only meeting between these two teams this year. We'll hear from head coach Tony Medit and preview the matchup in just a minute. But first, let's start at the Convocation Center, where Senior Day bid adieu to guards Winston Grays and Ron Curry. Curry, of course, has been a part of 2 20-win seasons in his time at JMU and is currently 5th all-time in team scoring. A great crowd on hand and on their feet as Curry and Winston Grays take the convo floor there for their final time. The Dukes wrapping up their regular season slate against William and Mary, and the Tribe came out smoking, knocking down a trio of 3 balls in the opening minutes, taking an early 9-point lead. But give the people what they want. Yohani Dallenberg, an 18-point game. Dukes head to the half up by 6. Late in the second, 4-point game. The Tribe goes backdoor to Terry Tarpey. He'll cut the lead down to 2, 54-52, but the Dukes respond with Curry. The pull-up, Jay, good. Then it's the senior dribbling through the crowd. Give him 2 more. Curry, 21 points in his final home game. 64, now 62, under 30 ticks to go. Curry drives, and he will kick the ball out to Joey McClain. The biggest shot of the game comes via the sophomore. The crowd going crazy. Curry, a big hug for his co-senior, James Mazin, beating William and Mary 71-65. We'll hear from Curry and company coming up at 11. To Memorial Park now, James Mazin softball's home opener. The Dukes are ranked 10th in the country. Fort Defiance product Megan Good in trouble early. Good and Jalen Ford misplay the bunt. Toledo hustling around the bases, score 2 runs to jump on top 2-0, but Good would settle in, striking out 5 batters in 3 innings of work. She allowed just 1 hit. The Dukes waste no time getting those runs back. Bottom of 1, Morgan Toll. And NASA, we have liftoff. A moonshot to center ties the game at 2 as the Dukes go on to beat the Rockets 12-3 in 5 innings. JMU baseball playing in Clemson drops game 2 of the series 10-1 today. Chad Carroll hit 2 of the Dukes' 5 hits. The Dukes now 2-4 in the season. They wrap up their series at Clemson tomorrow afternoon. And in high school basketball, the 2A East Girls Regional Championship game, Wilson Memorial wins its 4th time this year against Buffalo Gap, 57-51. Jordan Sondrel led the Hornets with 13 points. Both teams will play in next week's state tournament. Well, back to college basketball now. We are moments away from tip-off in tonight's UVA-UNC game, a game that very well could have a Final Four feel to it. Both teams ranked inside the top 10, playing their only meeting of the season at 13-0 in Charlottesville. Virginia has yet to lose on its home court this season. In fact, we have to flip the calendar back to last January to find a Wahoo's loss at John Paul Jones Arena, and that may be a key factor today as the Heels are only 5-4 on the road. Another factor that will be key, athleticism. And Tony Bennett says this could be the most athletic team UVA has faced this year.
We've played some really athletic teams, but absolutely with top to bottom, their size. Bryce Johnson's one of the bounciest, most athletic 6'10". He's up there with length that you'll ever see. He's so quick off the floor. They defensive rebound, they offensive rebound. They block some shots, they run the floor.
NASCAR qualifying for you in Atlanta yesterday, or Hot Atlanta, as NASCAR likes to say. Kyle Busch laid out the fastest time in qualifying yesterday, but his brother Kurt finished second fastest, which is very important after Kyle Busch failed post-race inspection, which means Kurt instead grabs the pole for tomorrow's race. Kyle will have to start in the back, but a big day at JMU basketball. We will have some post-game sound coming up. That game ended up just a little bit ago, so.